Hey guys, we are on day 3 of this unit. This is chapter 7, and we're on page 8 for the notes, and then the homework is 17 through 19. Alright, so turn to page 8. Okay, we're going to go ahead and graph this shape. So I'll put the points down. So that's J, G, H, I. Okay, now I just want to make something clear for y'all. Notice that it says prove that it's a parallelogram first. Alright, we did that last class. I know that you know how to prove something is a parallelogram. On the project, you will have to find all the distances, all the slopes for every side, but it's the evidence that's different. Okay, so here we won't necessarily find all the distances of the side because it would take too long to find all of this stuff. So for this particular one, for the rectangles, we are just going to show that the diagonals are congruent, and we are going to show that there's right angles using slope. So we will find all the slopes. So we've got GH, HI, IJ, and JG. Find all the slopes, and then we will find the diagonal distance. And so that's going to be I, E, and H, J. Cool. So those are the only two things we have to find for the rectangle to prove that it's a rectangle. So let's find the slopes. Alright, for GH it goes up 2 over 4, that simplifies to 1/2, it's positive. Alright, and then for IH, down 2 over 1, so it goes down 2, so it's -2. You don't have to put -2 over 1, just -2, that's fine. For IJ, it goes up 2 over 4, so look at that, 1/2, and then JG, it's -2. Okay, so what we have going on here, for this evidence, this is important that you show that there are 4 right angles. So I'm going to change pins. Alright, my evidence. Alright, and what it shows us, we have perpendicular slopes. So we've got GH is perpendicular to HI. You cannot just write 1 and be done. You have to write all 4 because you have to show that there are 4 right angles. So you have to also write that HI is perpendicular to IJ. JI is perpendicular to JG. And then JG is perpendicular to GH. So what we did was we took all of the right angles and we wrote them down. That is important. 4 right angles. Have to write all 4. That's important. It'll be important for the project. So just remember that. The diagonal distance. HJ is super nice. We can just count it. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 units long for that. G to I, it goes up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3. 3 squared plus 4 squared, that's Pythagorean triple, so hopefully you'll remember that it is 5. Wait, we have to switch pins though. We'll do that. Alright, we need our evidence. And our evidence is just that the diagonals are congruent. So IG is congruent to HJ. Okay, I think you kind of get the gist of what to do. I'm going to pause it real quick. You can do number 2, and then I will show the answer. So pause the video real quick, and then I'll show you number 2. Alright, I'm about to put the answers for number 2 up there. This one was a little easier. Well, kind of. Slopes aren't that hard to calculate. But exact same thing. You found the distance, showed that those are congruent, showed that there's 4 right angles. Awesome. Alright, let's move on. Oh, those are all the answers. Let's move on to page 9. Let's go ahead and plot this. So -2, 3, that's A. 2, go ahead and switch ones. 2, 6, B, 7, 6 is C, and D is 3, 3. Cool. Alright, here's our rhombus. There we go. Okay. Now we've got D. Alright, notice, prove that it's a parallelogram first. I know that you know how to do that, but we are not going to do that. If you notice, it has nothing to do with slopes. So we are not going to find these slopes. We are just going to do distance of the sides and diagonal slope. You notice up here it says that the diagonals are perpendicular, so we need their slope, and prove that a pair of adjacent sides are equal or congruent, and prove that all 4 sides are equal. So we need the 4 distances and the 2 diagonal slopes. Alright, so we got AB, BC, CD, and DA. Alright, BC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can count those, we'll do those first. AD, same thing, it's 5. Alright, what we got here, from A to B, it goes up 3 and over 4. That is a triple. 3 squared plus 4 squared. So C is 5. Oh, I'll just put C. I'm a crazy person. That's weird. 5. CD, it goes over 4, up 3. Boom. Same thing. So that's 5. Now we've got our evidence. This one's going to look kind of weird. All 4 of these are the same, right? So we've got AB is congruent to BC, which is congruent to CD, which is congruent to DA. And that way we don't have to write them all out. We can just write them 4 times, put congruent symbols in between, and we got it. Alright, the diagonal slopes. We've got AC and BD. There are 2 slopes. Alright, and if we count our slopes, from A to C it goes up 3 and over 9. Alright, up 3 and over 9. So that's 1 over 3 when it simplifies, and it's positive. And then for BD, it goes down 3 over 1. Look at that. They're perpendicular. So change our evidence. It is AC, perpendicular to BD. Awesome. Okay, that's pretty easy. Now, I want you to do one on your own. All you're doing is finding the distances and the diagonal slopes. Okay? So pause it and do it, and I'll show this. Alright. Here are the answers. So, this is our evidence. One more evidence. There we go. Alright. And we are about to move on to the last page. That's nice. Short notes today. Alright, last one. This is a square. So A is 0, 0, B is 4, 3, C is 7, -1, and D is 3, -4. Well. Right on. Okay, let me be clear about this one. So this is the square. You will also, on the project, have to solve for the distance and the slope of all the sides. But then you have to do additional things for the square, such as showing that the diagonals bisect each other with the midpoint, showing that they're equal with distance and perpendicular with slope. Only dealing with diagonals right here. So for our diagonals, we've got distance of AC and BD. We've got the slope of AC and BD. I messed up. I don't have y'all here to tell me I'm wrong. Struggling. And then we have the midpoints of AC and BD. That's what we need to find. So, just to be clear, on the project, you will also have to find the distance of all sides and slopes of all sides. Just making that clear. Alright, so we've got our distance. Our distances go up, so we're going, I'm about to get lost. We're going from A to C. So it goes down 1 over 7. 1 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. 50. This simplifies. You have to simplify this. You have to simplify it to 5 root 2 because 5 goes into 50, or 25 goes into 50 twice. So it becomes 5 root 2. And then if we look, BD goes up 7 over 1. Okay, that's great. It has the same distance. Alright, I just said the slopes when I said down 1 over 7. So AC down 1 over 7, so negative 1 over 7. BD up 7 over 1, so just a positive 7. That's pretty easy. And then for the midpoints, so we've got AC. So we want to add these two. So 7 plus 0 divided by 2. And then add 0 plus negative 1 divided by 2. So that's 7 halves and negative 1 half. So that is the slope of AC. Now we're going to do BD. Add their x values, 4 plus 3 divided by 2. And then 3 plus negative 4 divided by 2. That becomes 7 over 2. And then this is a negative 1 on top, so negative 1 over 2. Great. Alright. Now we're ready for our evidence. So for this evidence, we have that the diagonals are congruent. AC is congruent to BD. So that's one thing we showed. And then the slope shows us that AC is perpendicular to BD. And the midpoints being congruent shows that the diagonals bisect each other. So what this showed us is that it is a rhombus by having all the sides, or it is a rectangle. And this is also a rectangle, and the diagonals bisect each other. So notice this evidence doesn't show all of it being a square. That's why on the test, or on the project, whatever, you have to show the slopes and distances of the sides as well, because that will show the right angles and that will show the congruent sides. But then if you add these in, it goes from proving it's just a rectangle or just a rhombus to proving that it is also a square. Right. So, I'm going to show you the last one. So you can pause your video, work the last one. The answers for this last one are also going to have the slopes and distances of the sides with that evidence as well. Let's just circle that better. So circled all the evidence in green. So for example, on the project, this is what your square will need to look like. Okay, this one right here. Just make sure you have that down. Alright, that's it for the notes. You are going to do page, let me check so I don't say it wrong, 17 through 19. Alright, on this, you only have to show the work that we showed. Like, it starts with rectangles. For rectangles, you only have to show the slopes and the diagonal distance. That's all you have to do. Don't do more than you have to. For a rhombus, you only have to show the distances of the sides and the diagonal slope. For a square, you just have to show this stuff. Just know that when we get to the project, you have to show everything. Alright? That's all.